Hey everybody, how's it going? I am at the Chippewa Nature Center today snowshoeing, and as you can see, we got a lot of snow last week on Friday. It's Thursday now, and it's been pretty cold since the snow stopped, so even though it's been almost a week, all the trees are still covered in a fresh blanket of snow like it just snowed. I think it was around 30 degrees or so when the snow started. And today's the warmest day we've had since then, and it's only 17 right now. So we're just gonna take a little hike around the nature center and hopefully get some cool shots of stuff with the snow. Stay tuned. So there's some deer up here. I think I might have spooked them though. You can see there, they have a bench by the river where you can sit and relax, but this tree came down and kind of blocked that off. I'm sure they'll get it cleaned up when they can. They also groomed this trail for cross-country skis. So if you're out here snowshoeing or hiking, you want to try to stay off of the ski tracks so that way their tracks don't get messed up and they can enjoy it as well. But yeah, I'm lucky to live so close to someplace like this. But there's lots of little nature areas and even some state land and different things all over the place where you can go on hikes and trails and different things like that. There's, looks like 3 deer, maybe 4 or 5 actually. Let's see if we can zoom in on them. I think they're doing a big circle around me. They know I'm here, that's for sure. You can't sneak up on nothing with snowshoes. They're pretty crunchy. Cool. Yeah, anyways, like I was saying, I bet most people live relatively close to someplace where they can get out and hike or explore without having to go hours away or drive too far. pretty crazy how different the landscape looks when everything's covered in snow. Especially the snow we had. Started out as a wet, heavy snow, so it really stuck to the trees more than it normally would. And like I said, we had a deep freeze after that, so it didn't come off, melt away, or get blown down or anything. It's been like this for a week now. But next week it's supposed to be 40 degrees and raining, so that'll probably be the end of that. I gotta get out here and enjoy it while it's here. So this building here, it is the Nature Study Building. It's down at the end of Homestead Road at the Nature Center. And this is where Adeline had her preschool when she went to preschool here. I don't believe they use it for preschool anymore. They have a main schoolhouse closer to the visitor center where they hold preschool now for all the classes. But the year she went, they had some classes down here. And it was pretty cool because, as you can see, it has a bunch of windows overlooking this pond. And yeah, it just was right on the water and kind of a different environment. And as you can see, it looks pretty beautiful in the wintertime here. And it looks like, other than some deer, I'm the first one out here since we got all this snow. So this here is the Tittabawassee River. As you can see, it's pretty frozen. It's a pretty decent current river, so I still would not go out on the ice. But yeah, it's pretty neat with all this ice and snow. Usually down here we don't get too many weeks or days in the winter when there's this much snow that just hangs around for a while like this stuff has. And that's the sugar house over there where they boil sap to make syrup in the spring. It's a pretty cool thing to come check out if you're in this area. Usually, I think it's during the month of March that they start doing that until the trees are done for the season. So, one other thing I wanted to mention too is this weekend we will be in Kalamazoo on Saturday all day at the Kalamazoo Outdoor Sports Expo at the Kalamazoo Expo Center. So if you're in that area and you want something to do, you can always check that out. I've never been to it, but it looks like they're going to have a lot of cool stuff there. And some of our friends will be exhibiting their outdoor or off-road campers there. Yeah, and then the weekend after that is under Snowfest in Frankenmuth. That's always fun to check out too. See all the snow carvings and ice carvings. So we'll probably be down there for that as well, because that's not too far from us either. So lots of stuff coming up the next couple weeks, so hopefully we get some video of it for you. We do have a video from Snowfest from a few years ago. I can try to put a link to that if I remember. And here you can see the fresh tracks from all the deer we just saw, where they crossed the trail and went off into the woods over here. This area has a lot of deer, but What do you guys think made these tracks? If you have any ideas, leave them in the comments down below. So here we are at the old schoolhouse that was relocated here. And as you can see, it's kind of set up like it would have been where it was originally built. They have a bell out front. They have a wood stove in there. They have a little wood pile here. They do use this for educational purposes, like I said, so they do heat it up in there and have events in there. And here's my snowshoe path across the field I walked across to get here. So the snowshoes make it pretty easy to walk anywhere in the snow, even if you're not on a groomed path. But when it's this cold out, it's so important to take your time and take breaks, because your heart's working a lot harder than it normally would be, especially when you're active and you're in the extreme temperatures. All right, so off in the distance over here, we are heading towards the Homestead farm. Just a small little farm, kind of set up like it would have been back in the 1800s, I believe. There's an old schoolhouse up here, a old cabin, and then there's a barn that's built like an older barn would have been built. I think 5 years ago now they built that barn and replaced the old one that was in disrepair. But in the summertime, they usually have animals here. They have like a garden. They have activities here most of the summer. They'll have like an open house style thing on Sundays. You can kind of come learn about the way people would have done things back in the pioneer times or earlier. And they also do a lot of activities with the local schools, field trips and educational stuff as well. And this area here is the cow pasture. So over the years they've had, sometimes they'll have a single cow, sometimes they'll have two cows, sometimes they have a mom and a baby. I think it just varies from year to year. And I believe all the animals they do have here are lent to them from local farms. But I'm not 100% sure on that. And here we have the pig pen. Usually they have 2 or 3 pigs here in the summer. And it's a pretty muddy pit in there. And here is the garden area. So I think they have volunteers who take care of the garden, and when it's time to harvest the food from it, the food gets donated to local food banks and shelters. That's pretty neat. And then they also have activities during the summer related to gardening and things like that as well. So So these are the tracks I was talking about earlier that you want to try to avoid walking on or snowshoeing on, that are groomed for the cross-country skis. And this is the barn. It's a all-wood barn. They have activities in there as well. Plus you can just kind of see the structure of it and how it's built, which is pretty neat. Here we have the chicken coop. And in the summer, when they have chickens, the door on the back here is open. So you can go inside and see their nesting area and where they lay the eggs. And heading over this way, we have the Homestead cabin. So one thing I almost forgot about, and I do forget that it's even here sometimes, is the root cellar they have built into the side of this little hill here. And it's a full functioning root cellar. As you can see down at the bottom there is a little inlet for air to enter the cellar. And up top here, they have an outlet for the air to vent out. And the temperature stays regulated year-round around 50 degrees with this setup. So it's pretty neat. I'd love to have something like that in my backyard. So they do have a fire pit here as well at the Homestead farm, where they host events all winter, where you can come out and snowshoe and then warm up by the fire. Sometimes they have s'mores, or you could probably even bring your own stuff to make them if you wanted to. But if you check out the Nature Center's Facebook page or their website, all those events are usually posted, the dates and times, and what all it includes. And most of it is usually free. So if you're in this area, it's worth checking out if you want something to do in the wintertime. And now we are back to the cabin. So like I said, this is set up like it would have been in the 1800s. And they also have this open from time to time for different events. Not sure if you can see in there at all, but it's pretty cool. And the kitchen is behind that wall, behind the wood stove. Then there's a bed over to the left of the ladder, and the ladder goes upstairs where there's some more beds where the kids would have slept. And in the kitchen, I believe they have like an old wood-fired oven stove as well, which is pretty cool. There's lots of neat stuff to check out here. And there's a lot more trails than what I did today. But I just wanted to come out for the first time this year and kind of do a trial run with my snowshoes, make sure everything's good on them, and put up a little video on it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.